Hello all, it's been a while, I think about 5, nearly 6 months, has it? Well, here I am again for another episode of Tom's Gaming World, and as with last time, it takes me a while to build up some things to talk about for any sort of significant amount of time. So I'm going to start off just saying, just lately I've been playing a lot of puzzle games. I can't remember the exact instance where this fascination with Puzzle Bobble, or Bust a Move as it's more commonly known in the West, came from, but yeah, I have always liked the series from playing the original, the first game I played was Bust a Move 2 for the PS1, but just recently I just picked up Bust a Move game and really enjoyed playing it again, so it took me down a bit of a rabbit hole. And I'd say one of the best ones I've played is this one here. It's called Puzzle Bobble Galaxy. This is at the point where the more recent entries in the series reverted back to the Japanese title Puzzle Bobble. But when I was getting into this series, it was more commonly known as Bust a Move. But this is great. This has got a few variations on the formula. It's got the story mode with boss battles. It plays very well indeed, and yeah, there's a lot to keep you occupied in this particular entry. I'd recommend it very much. Of course, then continues, oh yeah, but I haven't got one on Game Boy Advance. So here's Super Bust a Move, pre-Puzzle Bobble renaming, and this is a solid entry in the series. This is a portable version of Super Bust a Move, which right down here, which is fairly obvious. It's a Game Boy game. It's a portable version. Here's the, and if you're familiar with this particular cover, but when Super Bust a Move was released in the West, we got this peculiar cover. Enough of that. But well, I've got it here. Another fun puzzle game, which isn't Bust a Move. It's more similar to Arkanoid or Breakout, and that is Bust a Block. I got all these three together. Already got Bust a Move 2 on the GameCube, which is called I think Super Bust a Move All Stars on GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. But these all came together, very cheap games, but all very good. If you haven't tried any of these, give them a go. If you're still in the mood for some bubble popping fun, then I recently discovered the Magical Drop series. This one is Magical Drop 2 for the Sega Saturn, and I'll show you some footage of Magical Drop. It won't necessarily be this particular entry, but it's the best way to sort of demonstrate how the gameplay works. But the bubbles are coming down from the top. You have to line them up, of course, but you do that by your little character at the bottom of the screen taking the bubbles from the top, moving from left to right and placing them where you need to place them in order to match the colours. And it's a very addictive game. Presentation's lovely. Magical Drop 2's got some lovely presentation. I've also, my first introduction to Magical Drop though was Magical Drop 3. This is the PAL PS1 version, which I played a bit of, and this was the one that got me into the Magical Drop. Then I ended up with 2 for the Saturn. But Magical Drop, for some reason, Magical Drop 3, I've yet to investigate exactly what special edition. I have to investigate why actually this comes on 2 discs. Because it's, I think, quite peculiar that it comes on 2 discs. But it is a double disc game. I'll have to pop that second disc in and find out actually what's on that one. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Magical Drop really. There's a newer one on the Switch which I've also played a little bit. Criticisms with that would be it's very difficult in the single player, and it can be a difficult game, but difficulty right at the very beginning is pretty punishing on that, and unfortunately a lot of the game is locked until you complete certain other sections of the game, and with the difficulty level very challenging indeed. If you're still in the mood for puzzle games, I can also recommend Cleopatra Fortune, which is very unique. It took me a little while to work out how to play this one. Again, it's blocks falling type game, but you have to trap objects within formations of blocks. I'll show you some footage because it's very difficult, again, with this particular one to explain exactly how this works, but it does work rather well, and it's another one I can recommend, which I don't think is very expensive because we got a PAL release of this. I think the game also came out on the Saturn and as well, which is more expensive. The Japanese version is a lot more expensive, but the PAL version seems to be dirt cheap. You can also get it on digital stores, as you can with Magical Drop as well. The early Magical Drop games, not just the new one. You can actually get digital versions of those. So we'll move on a bit. Well, before we move on from puzzle games, there's also Action Loop, which I've been playing, which goes by a billion other different names. I first came aware of this series from its Japanese PS1 entry, which has a totally different Puzzle Loop. Is it? I can't recall. But yeah, in the US, this has a different name as well. It's not called Action Loop over there. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But it's called Action Loop here, and basically it's a lot like that game. I think it's called Zuma, but at the same time it's a little bit different. With the stylus, you're flicking these balls, these spheres, into from the centre of the loop, and what you've got to do is got to match the colours to make it disappear, so they don't all go down the hole at the end of the loop. So because they're constantly moving around the loop, and your goal is to stop them all falling down. There's them. Look at the back. I mean, if I can, I'll film the screen on the DS again to show you a little bit better. So yeah, we are moving on from puzzle games now to a peripheral. So something that I can recommend wholeheartedly is this Memcard Pro by 8-Bit Mods. So this is for the PS1, and basically you just need an SD card and pop it in there, and you've got pretty much infinite saves. I think it's fair to say you won't run out of space for your saves with one of these, which is something I was severely lacking because I wasn't going to continue buying multiple PS1 memory cards. This works just straight away. Well, I say straight away, you do have to put it into a computer or update firmware and such. But once you've done that step, and once you've got it in your PlayStation, then works the charm. Works on PS2 as well for PS1 games, which is what I've been using it for recently in the PS2. But if you want something for PS2 games, there's also the Memcard Pro 2, which is specifically for PS2. So I can recommend both of these. This works in pretty much exactly the same way as the PS1 variant, but you will need either PS1 or PS2 one, depending on which kind of games you're saving. So never run out of saves with just one card. Wonderful stuff. Played a bit on the original Xbox recently. This is the game I've been playing. This is Pac-Man World 3, which sort of really impressed me. I've been playing a bit of Pac-Man World on the PS5 because it was quite recently remastered, or yeah, I'd say remastered, remade perhaps, and really been enjoying that. This is really a bit of a different beast to that though. I have played a second one, but I can't remember it very well. Maybe that's where the evolution took place, but when you play this, it feels very much like a traditional 3D platformer, whereas Pac-Man World, which is what we've got released on the current formats, Pac-Man World Repack that is based on the PS1 game, which is an early 3D platformer. It's very much 2D in a lot of respects, but you move in and out of the foreground and background. This one is a full 3D action adventure with voice acting. I don't think I'd heard Pac-Man speak before. It's perhaps in the more recent games he speaks, but it was a bit jarring hearing him speak in this one. But I've been playing this on the Xbox 360. original Xbox, and you'll see some footage of it now. I'm playing this on component cable into the bigger TV here. I've been playing it on a CRT, but I wanted a bigger picture really in my CRT right here. It's quite small. So yeah, really good on a component connection. I was thinking for a while, what's a good way of connecting my Xbox to my telly, and of course with the component, I usually have my PS2 plugged in with the component leads there, so just unplug that and connect to the Xbox instead. I've actually ordered a solution, well, this is ages ago actually I ordered it, it still hasn't arrived, which is one of them converters to convert to HDMI. So what I want to do is, once that arrives, is compare the picture I can get out of the component lead I've got for Xbox with this HDMI solution and see if it's any better. But it's come from China, I think, this lead, and honestly I don't know how good it's going to be, but yeah, I'll check it out soon enough. Mega Man X collection. So I got this through watching Sean Shaunson's video on Capcom PS1 games, and I saw what's that, Battle and Chase? Mega Man Battle and Chase, which is a Mega Man racing game, and the PS1 version is incredibly expensive to buy, but by far the cheapest way to play Battle and Chase is on this collection. However, it's another one of those situations where you have to play, I think complete the first 3 Mega Man X games, and then you can play Battle and Chase, and I'm terrible at Mega Man, so I didn't know that when getting this. I had to complete 3 Mega Man games in order to play Battle and Chase. So unless there's a cheat code, I'm going to really have to put in some time and get good at Mega Man, just so I can play the karting game. So in terms of games I've been playing, I've also been playing Sonic, can you believe it, Sonic Origins still. I think in the last video, which was, as I say, 5-6 months ago, I was playing Sonic Origins. I haven't stopped playing it in all this time, mainly because, you know, I've been trying to play through it on every format that it's been released on, and then get all the trophies, achievements and such. And now I found a new challenge of doing all the all the games in mirror mode, which takes quite a while to do that, as well as also playing the classic versions of the games, which aren't the original versions per se. They are these upgraded versions of the Sonic games, albeit not in 16:9 and having a traditional live system as compared to the coin system, which in the anniversary version. So anyway, there's a lot there. I'm basically trying to say to keep you busy in the Sonic Origins collection, and when you've got it on multiple formats, you can give yourself a challenge of completing it on every format. So I'm still doing that and still enjoying that. I've also got back into playing Mario Kart, strangely. And I never thought I thought I'd already spent enough time on Mario Kart 8, but as of late, Mario Kart 8 I've been playing that on the Switch a lot. I didn't get a copy myself. My girlfriend has a copy of Mario Kart 8 because, of course, I already own it on the Wii U. I'm not going to spend more money to also own it on the Switch. So I'm very fortunate. I say Claire's got a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I decided to play through from the start, try and do all the cups, try and get as good as a ranking as I can in each of the cups. But it's a great pick up and play game, which is mostly what I've been doing, playing pick up and play fun stuff. I completed Shenmue 1 at some point because I love Shenmue. That's probably the most traditional adventure style game I've played recently, although I did spend an hour or so playing The Witcher 3 the other day, which I'm only at the beginning of the game, but I think I might perhaps have to return to this because I was having a lot of fun with it. So in other news, I've got a couple of I'll show you this. So I don't know if I've shown you this arcade stick before. I've probably done a review on it. I'm pretty sure I have. I have 2 of these, and I have a computer desk with a bench, and set 2 of these up at a computer desk and play all your favourite fighting games on Steam is incredibly fun. It's like having a little mini arcade at home. So if you recall the Game Room Tour video, you'll see my computer desk in there. fits these perfectly, and in the small space I've got where the desk is, I can also fit this two-person stool I've got, and yeah, it creates a little kind of sit-down arcade experience. So, phew. I've also been using the Retrobit Saturn controller on the Switch quite a bit as well, because I was thinking, without using an arcade stick, and if you want if you sit down on your sofa, you might want to use a controller. So that controller is so good for Sonic, for one thing, and also for fighting games like King of Fighters. So I've got a few King of Fighters games on the Switch, so it's great to sit there with the Sega Saturn controller, wireless. It's just a Bluetooth one, but it's absolutely fine. I've done reviews of these in the past, and if you've seen them, I'm pretty sure I was happy with the Bluetooth performance of these controllers, and I can testify that having played King of Fighters again recently, they work absolutely fine, and Sonic is always a great test for any sort of lag on controllers, and these Bluetooth Retrobit Saturn controllers are excellent on the Switch for playing Sonic, King of Fighters, whatever sort of 2D games you want to play. Whew, I think I've talked enough. It has been a relatively long video, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And so I really just want to sit down in front of a camera and tell you a little bit about, update you on my gaming world if you're at all interested, and maybe some of the things you've seen in this video you might go and check out, so and have the same amount of fun with that as I have. So thanks again for watching, and until I see you again for another one of these, it's goodbye and game on.